What's up, Team Boosted? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to carry on with the do-it-yourself wide body kind of series. This is episode 3, I believe. We have an IROC turbo with front bumper that we're going to be prepping for. I think we're just going to paint this. I don't think we're going to make mold off of this, but we are going to prep and make molds off of the front fenders and the rear fenders. Still not finished with the rear fenders. Got a little bit more sanding left, but let's get right into it. If you guys are just tuning in now, you can check out the first 2 videos. We show you how we apply this foam, which looks absolutely stupid. And then we get a little bit closer to this, which is pretty much done. I'm just fixing the lip. I want it to be consistent all the way across, which I'm about to do. And then after that, we're gonna sand this down until it's nice and smooth with some higher grit. And then we're gonna get ready for paint because it needs to be painted and clear coated so none of the tooling gel or anything like that for our fiberglass mold kit gets absorbed. It will only work if we get the parts painted. So we're gonna work towards that today. Also, we wanna bolt up the front fenders, both these rear fenders and the front bumper, just to get an idea of what this car is gonna look like. It is gonna be 80 inches wide. We measured the wheelbase. That's about as wide as a Lamborghini Aventador. Actually slightly wider by about an inch. Okay, so with this side, it's pretty much exactly how I'm gonna want it to look. The lip is pretty consistent. Underneath, if it's a little bumpy, that doesn't matter because the mold drapes over it and then we trim it to the width that we want. I'm gonna get to work on the other side because it still looks like this. There might be a better way to do this part, but no real strategy here. We're doing the same thing as we did with the other side. Just put as much Bondo on it as possible to get a base. And then you're gonna have this line, and the goal is to blend the top to the foam. The real reason to use the foam is because Bondo actually gets really heavy, and this fender will weigh like 800 pounds by the time we were done if we didn't use the lightweight foam. So this is gonna dry up, and I'm gonna get to work on the front end to get that old bumper off. Alright guys, we kind of taped up the bumper. It's day 2. We did it off camera last night, but I can show you guys what the car's looking like right now. So the square in the front is for an oil cooler. We're obviously going to do that before that gets mounted up. Today we are going to clear coat front fenders because those are good to go, ready for the tooling coat. I'll show you guys that in a minute. This back fender is pretty much good to go. It came out really nice. Just got to smooth it out. That needs to be painted too. And obviously we have the birthday cake going on over here. That's where we left off yesterday. But it's it's gonna be a look. So I'm gonna continue working on this rear flare, get it to look as close to the other one as possible. A couple of you guys were wondering, how am I gonna make sure that both sides are exactly the same? Well, the thing is that this is the only angle that you can see both sides from. Now, obviously I want it to be as close to the same as possible, but it's gonna be very hard to tell if there's any differences in either side because unless you stand right here, you can't tell. The second you start walking over here, you can only see this side. Second you start walking over here, you can obviously only see this side. And then from the front, the distance that you'd have to stand away and the height that you'd have to be as a human being, you're never gonna be able to tell. So
Alright, so while JP sands away at the other fender, I'm going to start getting the front fenders ready to be casted into the molds. That means I'm going to hit these with the Scotch-Brite pad to get them fairly smooth, paint them in some clear coat, and then from the clear coat we'll get that extra smooth, and then we can actually lay the fiberglass over this and make a mold.
No one gives a shit about this beetle, which is why we're using it. Just stand far away from the dust. And we're gonna cut this off anyway, so Devin's gonna paint these matter. So we can move on to the tooling gel coat. So the other day, Sam's hood popped up on him on the highway and got destroyed. So now it's wall art.
That was fun.
All right, guys. So our flares are in here drying. They got the gloss coat, as you can see, with the reflection of the lights. Unfortunately, the gloss coat we got requires at least 24 hours until you can wet sand it. We got the temperature in here up to 80, but it's still not going to be enough. It's not actually a bad thing because we've decided that we want to do all 4 flares at once, and we got really far today on the rear ones. I can show you that real quick. I think Devin's still in here working on them. So yeah, we're just taking it down to the grit that, you know, the fine grit that it needs to be for the gel coat. And getting rid of any imperfections. This side was a foam block today, and I actually got it pretty much to where the other side is. I'm just finishing up the lip, and then we gotta do the same thing, bring it down to like an 800 grit, and then we'll actually be able to do all 4 fenders at once. So we'll be making molds in the next video. I know I said that last time, but this was way more complicated than I thought it was. We'll show you what all these products do. It's going to be a pretty long video, but we'll try to be as in-depth with it as possible. I tried to do my best to do to time-lapse basically everything that it took to get the fender to the funny foam fender to something that resembles somewhat of a finished product. And we also got that front bumper. This is an IROC turbo width front bumper. So everything's coming together, but we're gonna wrap this one up because this is literally as far as we can get until that clear coat dries and until the rear flares are ready to be made into a mold.
Yeah, no point in doing the front ones and then coming back to do these again later when we're gonna have these done by the end of tomorrow, so
yeah, it's looking good. We're happy with it. I know everything's covered in Bondo dust, but we promise you it'll wash off. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. Try to wrap it up quick like I've been doing in the past few ones. Devin's going to pick a winner for the video giveaway. If you guys are not familiar, we give away products from BoostedShades.com every single video. Boosted Shades is our online store. It supports the builds. If you want to support us, head on over to BoostedShades.com.
Alright, this video's winner is NZ Salt Flat Racer.
Hit us up at Teamboosted at BoostedShades.com or through any of our social media pages at Boosted Shades. We'll get back to you and ship you something. If you guys want to win, all you gotta do is like, subscribe, leave a comment. Comment could be anything you guys want, but sometimes we ask things at the end of the video, make it easier for you.
So we've been making these wide body videos a little bit more tutorial kind of style. We want to know if there's anything you guys want to see more of, anything we could include or not include. We would just want to hear your opinions on it.
If you guys just want to ask questions, we'll try to answer them in the next video. The video that I promise we'll be making the molds finally. Just a lot more sanding and body work. I forgot how awful Bondo was, but ask those questions, and in the next one we'll answer them. I think the video directly after this is going to be on the Datsun, and then this weekend we'll be working on this, so look for the mold video sometime next week.
Yeah. As always guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.